Well, I lost my father when I was 20 years old. My father was diagnosed with cancer. I was 12. I came home from ski club and my parents weren't there. My dad had been rushed to the hospital. So at that point, I learned about cancer at the age of 12 and became a part of my reality. So when Pelotonia came about and I read about it in the newspaper, I said, I want to be a part of that. Little did I know what it would become, that 9 years later it would be a really significant part of my life and so many others. I'm so proud to be a part of it. My name is Suzanne Kondracki and I am the Administrative Ambassador at Pelotonia. So I welcome guests into our headquarters. We have a newly renovated office, which we're really excited about. I've worked for Pelotonia since October of 2015, but I was one of the first 100 people to ride back in 2009, so I've been involved since the beginning.
My name is Samik Roy Chowdhury. I'm a physician scientist in a field called medical oncology, and that's treating patients with advanced cancer.
My name is Doug Ullman, and I'm the president and CEO of Pelotonia. So I have the privilege and honor of serving as the president and CEO of Pelotonia, which means I do a little bit of everything, from fundraising to working with our board and our corporate partners, and then obviously managing the strategic vision and plans of the organization. It's a dream job.
My name is Joe Apgar, and I am a 9-year cancer survivor. Our goal is to, localize a community that raises money for cancer research.
The money that Pelotonia raises goes to the James Cancer Hospital and Solove Research Center right here in Columbus, Ohio, where extraordinary things are happening.
So since 2008, Pelotonia has raised over $130 million to help fund cancer research. And there's not a lot of funding that comes from the government. And so there are 4 principal areas that Pelotonia helps fund. One is new technologies that help us do research in new ways. A second is bringing the brightest and most talented researchers to Ohio at Ohio State. So bringing talent, young faculty, young junior scientists come to Ohio State thanks to Pelotonia. We also fund high-risk idea grants. So ideas that are so risky that other agencies wouldn't want to fund, but at the same time they're so risky they have the greatest potential for really high impact. And then the 4th area is the area that I really like the most that Pelotonia supports, and that's junior scientists. So undergraduate researchers, graduate students, and postdoctoral researchers are funded. And research has shown that these youngest scientists really make the biggest impact in terms of discovery and innovation.
I've had a great experience at the James. My doctor, Dr. Stephen Clinton, has been my doctor since I've been going there. We have a great relationship. It's a place where you can develop personal relationships with your doctors, the nurses, and with the staff, and it's just a warm place to be. It's technologically advanced, and I think it's one of the best hospitals in the world.
First time I rode in Pelotonia, the second year it was out. And when you're on the bike for a lot of hours, it gives you a lot of time to think and a lot of time to meditate about everything, and it makes you think about a lot of stuff. Yeah. I
think the best memory is standing at the finish line and watching the final riders on Saturday finish the 100 miles and seeing the emotion and seeing the tears and the joy that those individuals have when they come across the finish line is pretty remarkable.
The first time that I rode in Pelotonia was 2 years ago. I have ridden twice in the ride, and previous to that I volunteered multiple times supporting my wife in her rides. I chose to ride Pelotonia because it's such a great cause. And also when you see the community all coming together, all the excitement, it seemed like a fun thing to do. So I've been doing it for quite a while. I think my favorite memory of Pelotonia is just seeing the community come together for a single goal. It's very inspirational, it's very uplifting to be a part of that, to experience it firsthand. It's just a lovely experience.
Pelotonia is special for a number of reasons, but the main unique part of Pelotonia is really the community coming together. So you've got the philanthropic community, the academic community from the university, the corporate community, and then just neighborhoods and people who want to be involved in something special.
And because we're in our 9th year, we're starting to hear stories of the impact that our dollars are having.
One of the joys of this job is that you hear personal stories from individuals almost every day. People who are newly diagnosed, people who unfortunately have passed away, very personal tales. And it's both a blessing and a curse because this disease still impacts so many people in negative ways, and yet at the same time there's so many inspiring stories of people who've overcome their diagnosis and who've gone on to achieve great things. So hearing the personal stories is what makes this job so rewarding. It's hard to pick a favorite story. I mean, there's so many great ones, but I think the one I would pick today is just the story of Susan Davenport, who is a woman who's been battling cancer for nearly 17 years. And she lives in Virginia. Her husband went to Ohio State. And about a year and a half ago, she was ready to give up. And she told her oncologist, I just don't think I can do any more treatment. And he said, I want you to try one more thing. And it turns out that that was a pill called ibrutinib. And that pill was developed with money from Pelotonia. And Susan came last year and rode in Pelotonia, and she stood up and thanked all of the thousands of riders and community members because she said, literally, without your support, without your participation, without your engagement in this mission, I wouldn't be standing here today and I wouldn't be riding with you tomorrow. And so for me, every time I hear that story, it gives me chills because we're literally changing and literally saving lives through the participation in Pelotonia, and that's a really powerful thing.
If I was going to try to convince someone to do Pelotonia, I think I'd just tell them that it's something you have to experience.
I tell them it will be the best weekend they've ever had.
It's big. It's bigger than you think anything could be. Everybody's nice. Everybody says thank you and you're welcome. And, hugs everybody.
Just do it, to quote our friends at Nike. You will never have any regret. It's personally challenging. If you're at all thinking about it, just do it.